All right. Around and around and around and around we go. My sincere appreciation for your uh, for your consideration of my inability to do my job properly here this morning. So, welcome to a Saturday morning New Thought Media Network. I apologize. I'm doing a few things this morning, running just a moment late. Forgot to check my microphone. That's on me. All right. Good goes around and around. Yes, it does. And that is what we are here for. We are here to share the good, to amplify the good, to revive the good. If we're having a hard time seeing it, sometimes it's a tough time to see it. I've been talking about this the last few days and waking up to the whole story about around Atlanta and I don't, we can label it all kinds of crazy things, but ultimately it comes down to white terrorism. And the point is, however, that no matter what's going on in our lives, each and every one of us, no matter what's going on in our lives, what that is an opportunity for us to grow and expand and learn and become more of who we really came here to be. Be more compassionate, be more understanding, be more loving, be more caring, be more light, be more whatever it might be. That's what we're doing. That's what we're about. Being more of the God essence, the oneness that we are a part of, but doing it consciously. We can't separate ourselves from it, so we have to do it more consciously. And we get conscious about it by changing our mind. So let's change our minds this morning. Good morning, Ursula. Good to see you, dear one. Glad you're with us. All right, do remember, and the biggest part of all this is that this is prayer in a completely different way than what many people understand as prayer. As many people hear prayer and they think of begging and beseeching and the repetition of a. We do that a whole lot differently. And the idea here is to affirm a truth as we know it and to open and allow ourselves to receive and express an even greater truth than maybe we have expressed. And so it's often a mystical experience. It can definitely be a wild and raucous experience, and sometimes it can be, but here's the point. It's an experience. This isn't just some thing that's been written on a piece of paper somewhere that I'm reciting by rote and again and again. And every experience is new because I have to bring my feeling tone into the prayer, into what's happening. And that's what I'm inviting you to do today too, is to bring your feeling tone, bring the vibration of love and light that is within you into this prayer. As you listen to these words, let them be either your own or translate them into your own or whatever it might be. Bring a feeling tone, a vibration of yes to what we are here collectively about. And that's what we're going to do. So if you're with me and you're comfortable, go ahead, close your eyes. And if you need, give a little shake and a little wiggle or whatever, and allow yourself to just, settle in. Settle into this moment, knowing there is only this moment. Everything that came before this moment no longer exists. Anything that is out before this moment, that'll come after this moment, does not yet exist. It is in this moment and every moment that we have the opportunity to create the image, the vision of the life we truly wish to experience, to live. Moment by moment by moment, we are casting a thought and a vision into the oneness that is revealing itself as our lives, as all life. We are casting that vision into the oneness, knowing that it must return fulfilled, knowing that it must return fully, completely fulfilled, according to my beliefs. according to the beliefs we each hold, as we cast this vision into the law, into the universal law that must say yes to what is impressed upon it. And so today I rest in that deep knowing of the oneness of life, how intricately and even intimately connected we all are, in thought, in mind, in action, in experience, how incredibly connected and united we all are, in the experience of love and light and beauty and truth and wealth and health and well-being and abundance and prosperity. There is no limit to any of these things. And there is no specific limitation that any one of us has to any of these things. The only thing that creates any sense of limitation, any limitation in my life, is myself. So what I know is, I know that each one here, each one that hears these words, no matter the time, no matter the space, no matter the place, that each one that hears these words must be a divine emanation of God's life, of the life of the one. And in that oneness, each one is being called to something greater, is being molded and shaped and guided and directed and pulled and called and sometimes kicked in the butt towards this grand vision of a world that works for everyone. And if we're going to create a world that works for all, along the way, we're creating a world that works for the one, for me, for you, for everyone. And that, one by one, heartbeat by heartbeat, individual by individual, as we support each one in our own awakening to our spiritual magnificence, we bring that spiritual magnificence to the party, and now we are creating a world that works for all. One by one, within the one, as the one, demonstrating oneness, living oneness, expressing oneness. That is the prayer, and that is the challenge, and that is the opportunity. The opportunity before each to say yes to the great and glorious expression of life, living, that is within and wanting to be released, wanting to be known, to be experienced, to be expressed in the world. So I claim for each one here the experience of moving forward through this day, into the rest of this day, through this weekend, into next week, into the rest of this month, into all of it, to continuously and constantly strive to see the one, look to recognize the one, turn away from the darkness, deny any power in the doubt or in the misuse of this law, and cast that vision of a world that works for all, cast that vision of a world that works for you, and cast a vision of how you work in the world, how your life brings this gift to life, how you are here to serve the evolution of human consciousness, the experience of human life, ever evolving and expanding here on planet Earth, for we are each about that in some way. We each have our role to play, our song to sing, our masterpiece to paint, our epic to write. And so again, I claim for each that deep sense of that inner calling to say yes to whatever it is, whatever the creative expression is within, to say yes to being and releasing in and expressing the greatness that is God's life as your life, as all life. So I am filled to overflowing with a great, great sense of gratitude for all that's going on here today, for all that's coming our way. Because what I know is, I know it's got to be good, because it's got to be God, because it could be nothing else. All is well. With a grateful heart, I release this word into the law that must say yes, the law that is already acting upon this word. This is already a done deal in the mind of God, in the mind of the one. And we are now allowing that oneness to flow through from the divine mind, through our human mind, into human form. So So it is done in the mind of God. It is done here. And I let it be. And if any one word of this has resonated in any way, please join me in an affirmation of this truth as we say together. And so it is. Yes, Wayne. Nom, 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 nom. Yes. Jenna Lee, good morning. Good morning. I owe you a email, Jenna, because I'm doing a little research to look into if we can fulfill the request. And yes, we would. I know I would, and I'm sure there's a couple others around here that would love to join you for a cup of coffee, cup of tea, and connect a little bit when you're here in Colorado. Folks, anytime anyone's traveling through Colorado, if you're coming through the Denver area, let us know. Now that the world's easing back in and we're in the reemergence and we're easing back into our into this next phase of our lives, more than happy to connect if you're traveling through and sit down for a hot beverage or a cool beverage if it's later in the summer. All right, what's going on around the network today? Today, you know, the important one today, the one I want to talk about the most today, I don't have here. Here it is. Our very own, well, not our very own, but Science of Mind practitioner Tracy Brown is our speaker today on the Science of Mind and Spirit lecture series. Now, don't worry, this is not some boring, droning lecture. The whole idea is that we get together and we explore the Science of Mind textbook, chapter by chapter by chapter. And this week is Tracy Brown, and she's talking on chapter number 7, The Nature of Being. Now, if you're just catching up with the series and you haven't seen the previous talks, they're all archived on our Facebook page and our YouTube page, and soon coming to our website. So we'll tell you more about that as it happens. But we really do invite you today, Saturday, 9 a.m., in just about a half an hour to come join us with Tracy Brown as she shares her talk, The Nature of Being. I promise you a Science of Mind good time. Definitely. It's been great. There's that whole group of us have been sharing and revolving the talks and who does the talk and working together. And we're going to have a couple later in the year where we have more than one of us together working and sharing a talk, collaborative talk. So please check that out. Join us for that. All right. We're out of here for now. I love you. Be back in a half an hour for Science of Mind lecture. And here again later this evening for Spirit Says Sing with our very own Diego Reyes. That happens at 6 p.m. Mountain. I love you, dear ones. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you soon. We'll hug soon. And we'll pray together soon as well. Until next time, peace and blessings. Bye now.